All right, we are here. Money in the Bank 2025 is in the books, and it is that time to review it again. Welcome on in, guys. Ray, hello. How are you?
I'm great, Legend. How are you, mate?
Good to have you here. Money in the Bank is done and dusted for another year. What do you think?
I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was great. Now, I've seen some other main events that WWE have put on before in the past, and they have been a bit lackluster, a bit let down. Yeah. This show didn't let me down. This show had some really good spots to it, had some good surprises to it, had some good laughing moments.
Oh, man,
there was a couple of great spots. We will get into it. But no, I really enjoyed the show, like all in all. Real quick, Sharpy, did you enjoy the show?
Mixed reviews. I'm a little less optimistic than you, but I still overall did really enjoy it. I thought it was a good show.
Cool. All right, then. Kick it off, shall we?
The show started with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We had Rhea Ripley, we had Naomi, we had Stephanie Vaquer, we had Julia, we had Roxanne Perez. And who am I missing?
Alexa Bliss.
And Alexa Bliss, there you go.
Bliss.
The 6 competitors put on a pretty decent match with plenty of friggin' empty seats in the arena at the start. That did my head in. Whoever was in charge, seriously, put staff workers in the seats until the patrons rock up. It's a bad look. The match looked empty. It looked terrible.
Sharpy was very upset by this, guys. And it did look bad because the worst part was where the actual camera was panning in on both briefcases, or one briefcase where it was the first women's matchup. Straight behind that was empty seats.
Clearly empty as.
Yeah, it just didn't look that crash hot, guys. It was a little bit disappointing, but
very, very annoying.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Stephanie Vaquer with 3 matches within the last 24 hours. So she wrestled on SmackDown.
Yes.
She wrestled on Worlds Collide.
Yes.
In a pretty decent match. And now she's wrestled in a Money in the Bank ladder match.
The woman is putting in work, and it just shows how world-class she is.
Are you asking for a pay rise already, or
what is she asking for? I don't know, man. To be recognised by the world? Too late. Like, she was the NXT double champion.
Yeah.
And then just dropped one of the titles.
Pulling double duty as well.
Pulling double duties. And then just, like, going over to every promo thing where she had to. I think she went to the ice hockey at one stage there. She's doing everything that she needed to do for the company to make herself show up. And now she's pulling 3 matches in 24 hours. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. If she's not asking for a pay rise, bloody give her one, Triple H, because she deserves it.
We said it in our Worlds Collide review, but when you think of Aura and you think of somebody that has like it,
yes,
and when she enters the arena, everyone's just like,
yeah, it stops.
Oh, okay, she's here.
Yeah,
a lot like the Rhea Ripley factor. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, okay,
yeah, here's mommy. Yeah,
she's here. This is going to be good.
Yeah,
she's definitely got that effect to her. I think she's going to be a phenomenal talent for the next however long she can stay healthy for.
Absolutely. Now, they did just say that they are going to be doing an Evolve 2, if I got that correct. Evolution 2, sorry. So, in Evolution 2, I think she's going to main event it. I'm calling it now. I
don't mind it. I don't mind it. Do you... How quickly do you push her to the moon like that? Do you King of the Ringer or Queen of the Ringer? Or
well,
what do you do?
The thing is that she's already showed us that she is world class, so I'm going to say strap a rocket underneath her and throw her straight up to the moon right now.
Strap some more gold around her waist
and
too.
Throw her straight up because she can just show that she's world class with the NXT title around her waist, and just held it and made it look great and put on stellar match after stellar match after stellar match. Wouldn't mind seeing a match with her against maybe Io Sky. Someone like that.
Yeah. There's some real good options for her to come on the main roster and really have some like interesting matchups too. Like even like Nia Jax, who's been working some good stuff lately.
True, yeah.
I'd like to see how she could like maneuver around someone that's a lot taller and a lot larger than her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there would be some really interesting matchups along the way there. I think that like Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, great call.
Tiffany Stratton.
Bailey. Jade Cook. Bailey's a great one. Wow.
There's
Sharpy.
There's some good names there that she can come up and have some bangers against.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about one of the funnier moments of the show where Rhea Ripley was placed in between the inside of a ladder, laying in the middle, and we had Roxanne Perez and Julia trying to team up and tried to squish her. However, the middle part of the ladder that didn't bend, it just got like stuck. So
it was
the ladder
still locked in. So they didn't undo the hinges.
They're like trying to crank on it, but the ladder just wasn't. Oh, damn it. And then they hit it, so the ladder started to bend again, and then the thing went back out again to the shoulder. Yeah! Trying to push it back down, it wasn't happening. Oh my god, it was hilarious.
And then seconds later, then finally the girls get it down. Then they get the ladder and try to throw it onto Rick, and it just
bounces off
to
the
the
top
other
rope.
side.
Goes back to the other side.
I know it was just one of those
Hilarious.
moments that, in the moment, just, it wasn't meant to happen, but you couldn't help but to... A big, funny botch, as long as it didn't stop the girls or slow the girls down. It was great. It was awesome. I did really enjoy
one
it.
One of the funniest things that I've seen in a long time. And there was another funny thing that happened later on in the show, which we'll get to that.
We'll get to that a bit later. It was good, though. So, the winner coming off. Do we want to go on to that?
Did you see it coming?
I did not see it coming. No, I did not see the winner coming. I don't hate it. I know you're not a big fan of it, Sharpy.
Not that I'm not a big fan of it. I just... And don't get me wrong, Naomi absolutely deserves
So,
to
Naomi was the winner, guys.
get her flowers. Naomi was the winner.
Yeah.
She deserves it probably more than anyone in that match, really. Rhea Ripley's had a lot of world titles lately. Everyone else is pretty fresh, except for Alexa, who's been away for a while.
Yes, that she has.
So, and Naomi's been off working in TNA. She's been off working around the world as well. So, I am happy for her. Just didn't see it coming.
Just didn't see it coming at all. And all of those girls in their own rights did deserve to win Money in the Bank. And they did deserve to get that little bit more of a push. My pick was Rhea Ripley because I thought it was just something else on Mami's resume that she could have. Probably thinking that Rhea Ripley would have cashed it in quite early. But you know what? I don't hate that Mami didn't get it because she really doesn't need it in a ways too. She's already up there with one of the main names that you're going to say for women when it comes to women's wrestling in WWE. So she really doesn't need it. Sharpy, your pick was?
Mine was Roxanne Perez. I just went for a roughie. But yeah, honestly, I would not have picked Naomi. If you gave me 10 picks, I wouldn't have picked Naomi.
Probably pick Naomi. But do not hate it, guys. Love the heel turn that she's going down. It's going to be really, really good. And I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out. WWE, we absolutely love it.
We thought that there was going to be some sort of shenanigans in the main event. We saw a fan run up and give The Rock's mum a bit of a hug.
Yes.
Photo, but turned out not to be the case.
No, it did not turn out to be the case. It was just a bit of a weird one that took us by surprise where, hang on a second, who's that behind the commentators? Behind the commentators, that's The Rock's mum.
And it was like Michael Cole moved his head in a certain way and her face was just right there.
Right there.
Oh, I know her.
That's The Rock's mum.
Oh, maybe The Rock's going to come out.
What's going on here? It was a little bit, it got us sort of speculating on different directions that they could take pretty much the main event or even the ladder match in, but...
Yeah.
Guys, our speculations were completely wrong.
Nothing happened.
She obviously just asked her son for a free ticket, and he obliged quite easily.
Can I go? Yes, you can, Muncie.
Sharpy, I'm going to cut you off there real quick. Let's take it back one step. The women's ladder match, we didn't do a quick rating on that, so your rating, go for it, Sharpy.
7 out of 10.
I'm going to say a 7.5 out of 10. It had some great spots, did love it. I think the end just took me by such a big surprise, but I don't hate the end of it. So, yes, I'm going to 7.5, and yours was 7?
Yep.
Cool, awesome.
Pretty good match, but fill in the seats next time, WWE. Does my head in. The illusion. Make it look full. We then had Octagon Jr., who also competed at Worlds Collide. If you haven't seen our review for that, go back and watch that as well. During that show, there was a bit of a kerfuffle with Dirty Dom, who was in the crowd. Who was he got on the mic and talked a bit of smack, and then they had a bit of a kerfuffle after the match. And Dom said, "You and me, Money in the Bank, let's go."
Challenged him pretty much later on tonight. Me and you are going to be in a title match. Dirty Dom put it on the line. I love it. I loved it when he did it. It took us all by surprise.
And if they're going to do stuff like this too, I love when it intertwines the two shows together as well.
Totally.
Like one or just even the smallest little thread leads into the next one.
Absolutely.
I thought it was awesome. And it didn't have to be a 15, 20, half an hour long match. It was a under 10-minute match.
Totally, yes.
Dom came out looking pretty good out of it.
Out of always, man. Dirty Dom, yeah.
A little bit of a distraction from Liv, and that's all you have to do.
That's all it has to do. That's all it has to be.
I thought Octagon pulled off some ridiculous moves as well in that match.
Yep.
So everyone sort of comes out winners.
I think it's great, and not only does Dom come out a winner and Octagon Jr., but I think just AAA in general comes out as winners out of all of this. So now it's a main event that was on Netflix. Now, if you didn't watch Worlds Collide earlier on in the day on YouTube, you're now sort of sitting there going, who's are the rest of these guys that's sitting around the ring? Yeah. They talked about it quite a bit during the show of how good Worlds Collide was. So now you're going to go back on YouTube and watch Worlds Collide.
And it is on YouTube, so you can just watch it for free. You don't have to do it. And the show is Unreal.
Unreal.
Go watch it.
Unreal.
Go watch it.
It's fantastic. It was just a win-win for everybody there.
It really was.
Do we want to rate the match on Dom versus Octagon Jr., which was great?
Yeah, it wasn't long. I'd probably give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm going to probably say again 7.5.
Yep.
I think we don't need to take anything away from Dom. Dom's just getting better and better in the ring now. I think he's getting close to be a veteran status where he can almost call a lot in the ring, and it's just making it work really well, really smooth. His attire is good. The way he moves in the ring is so good as well. His look in general is just fantastic. But Octagon Jr.
His spins throughout the match where he's doing like their corkscrew spins. So he tucks an elbow and he gets like a double rotation. There's one where he does a move off I think it was off the top rope where he gets this double spin that he does. It's so unreal to watch.
Smooth. Just so smooth.
It makes
and
it look
almost
easy.
like effortless. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I totally agree. Can't take anything away from that guy. He definitely showed out. Was fantastic. Really liked the match. 7.5, 7 from Sharpy.
Dom at the finish did lay in the 619 pretty well.
He did,
kicked him
actually.
square in the head. Just
Both feet.
bang! Make sure you sell it, brother.
Yeah,
And then the other thing I did like too, which you don't see too often, is the frog splash to the back.
Yes. Yeah.
There was Van Dam did it against HBK when HBK used to have a bad back, and I just love those sort of attention to details.
Yeah.
He wrestled the match earlier in the night as well, so he might have been a bit more fatigued from that. So targeting the back, beautiful.
It was great, and the way that Dom pulls off the frog splash is always very clean.
Yeah.
And the thing that I did like even after the match, Octagon Jr. was sitting there and he was selling the back for quite some time. Dom was still walking out, still talking a bit of stick, still yelling at him in the ring, and Octagon's actually laying in the ring, holding onto his back for a fair while. I love it.
Quick audible for you. Who has a better frog splash, Dom Mysterio or Seth Rollins?
Oh! I'm gonna throw a third one in there.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero.
No, it has to be current.
Has to be current. That's fair. Nah, I'm gonna go with Dom.
I'm going with Dom too.
I'm gonna
Seth
okay,
Rollins
cool.
has a great frog
He
splash.
does, absolutely.
Montez Ford's on a different level.
Yeah,
that's something else.
That's from the heavens.
But Dom
absolutely.
Mysterio's mullet when he's floating in the air, dude.
For
There's
sure.
something about it, brother. It makes something
And
happens to
they're
me.
all different. They all put their own styles
Yeah.
on it. But to answer that, yeah, Dom Mysterio
Yeah.
for sure.
It does
Absolutely
have
love it.
Eddie Guerrero vibes to it.
Of course.
We then went backstage after Dom pulled off the win, and Chad Gable was back there with American Made, American Alpha?
Made, yeah, the Creed brothers, yes.
Yep. Had a big fireball, basic promotion to promote some whiskey. Who cares? But the big ladder was big red ladder on the sides promoting the whiskey. So a couple of funny little tidbits in there. He sort of said, Grande Americano, where you're going to leave it, and let me know too.
Yeah.
Just a couple of little winks and a nods, and I'm very interested to see where they're going to take this character, because I was saying during the show, I honestly had he was my pick to win that match, and I honestly had a feeling that he was going to win the briefcase and take the mask off.
Which would have been cool. Which would have been cool.
But
and who knows who's under that mask? We don't know. Still to this day.
If it was Gable. If it
yeah,
was Gable,
speculation. We honestly do not know.
Clearly
so,
it's not.
Yeah, well, we really don't know. So, but nah, I thought the little backstage segment was a little bit corny. With the whole ladder.
It's an ad.
It was an ad, yeah, and
it's,
cringe. Obviously a promo and a sponsor, whatever else. Until I saw the ladder in the ring. Now, I'll leave that one there, because once I saw it in the ring, my views definitely changed on it, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. So
we'll then move to the Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria match. Both of us were not super hyped for this.
I don't think anybody was, to tell you the truth.
I don't know if anyone was either. The build up to this just felt flat. The constant screaming at each other on the mic the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
The match was a Backlash that they had was just okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I gotta say, this match actually turned me around on the whole thing. The match was pretty good.
Yeah, it did take me by surprise. So what the terms and conditions were is that if Becky wins, then Lyra has to then raise Becky's hand and say she is definitely the champ, and vice versa as well. If Lyra wins it, then that was it. Becky doesn't go after the title anymore, and that's where that feud finishes, stops, and dies, and doesn't go anymore. Believe this feud may go on a little bit longer because Becky did then get the win. The match in general,
pretty good. A lot of back and forth, a few big top rope spots as well.
Yep.
Big superplex, a few sort of outside the ring spots as well. Lyra Valkyria took a lot of punishment in this match.
lot of punishment to her head, if anything.
Yeah.
There was a couple of times where I did see her, I noticed her head really ricochet and rebound off of the mat itself, and you're kind of wow, this lady's got to have borderline concussion.
There was a counter that Becky Lynch did where she slammed Lyra on the back of her head. And
yeah.
far out.
Really
She's going to have a cranking headache. Yeah. Anyway, she ended up losing the match to Becky Lynch via Becky Lynch. They did one of those roll-up sequences that you see a lot, that it's always just like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and they do it up to 10 times sort of thing.
Yeah.
But Becky gets her into a position where she can actually grab onto the back of the tights and gets the win. What did you think?
Yeah, to me, I didn't like it just because of the simple fact of she didn't sell the tight pull-up very well.
Yeah.
I do understand that, as a female, you obviously can't reef on those tights very far back. But I think at the last minute, it's just kind of Becky sort of fumbles a little bit too much and then gets the 1, 2, 3. To tell you the truth, this feud itself, I'm kind of a bit over it.
Yeah.
I don't really want to see it anymore. I love Becky Lynch's in-ring work. That's where I'm going to sort of stop at giving Becky Lynch any compliments, to tell you the truth. But Sharpy, your views on it?
No more screaming in the mic from Becky Lynch.
Don't need it.
Like, one of the best of all time. Yep.
Of course.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Just stop yelling. Like, you can be a bit more sadistic and speak in different tones. I don't need to be yelled at. I didn't do anything wrong.
That's right. You did not. So to rate the match there, Sharpy?
I'm actually going to give it an 8. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to go a bit lower then. I'm going to give it a 6. So,
jeez, that's a bit low. I thought the match was alright.
My expectations were like really low, and then they sort of like did go up a little bit, but then at one stage they did sort of plateau off, and I was like, I've kind of had enough of this.
Lyra did raise Becky's hand after the match, and then Becky sort of kept pushing it, saying, no, you keep raise my hand all four corners, and then did it again, put the belt on me.
Yep.
Lyra was doing something with her jaw. Doing that the whole time was kind of weird. Looked like she'd had a bad batch of something else. But anyway, and then puts the belt around her waist and then decides to attack Becky Lynch on the way out.
Then finally gets the energy from somewhere and attacks her, suplexes her, and then walks out of there. To me, it's something that maybe could have been done a little bit earlier on in the match, but I'm very happy if they put this rivalry to bed right now, but I just don't think they're going to. I think it's going to be stretched out for a couple more weeks, if not months.
Unfortunately, I agree.
Yeah.
Lowry, thank you, brother. Men's ladder match, Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, we had LA Knight, we had Penta, we had Andrade, El Grande Americano, and
Solo Sikoa.
Was he kind of the star of the show here a little bit?
I think he was. Do you want to touch upon
Solo underrated, I think, now.
Yeah.
I think he's at the stage where he's made everybody turn the corner on him. Everyone, like a year ago, was going like, Solo, leader of the bloodline, whatever. And now it's kind of like I can't actually want to see him win.
It's to me like we saw Solo as the enforcer in the bloodline. Then he took on the new bloodline, and then we're not really digging this. The new tribal chief or whatever he is. I wasn't really going with it. I tried to feed into it, but I was like, nah, I hate it. They brought in Jacob Fatu. Can understand the direction where he was going. But to me, over time, as Solo started to get more animated, and as Solo started to get, I don't know, almost not taking himself so seriously, I'm starting to feed into that more. I'm starting to feed into this, like, jokester type of...
Yeah, he's like caricatures and the way he moves, and he's like, okay.
His facial features, even certain things where he does the LA Knight thing and sort of waves it off, that to me is quite funny. Yeah. I like that. If he keeps going down the road in that direction of going and trying to sell that an awful lot more, I think he's got a good future ahead of him. And not only did we enjoy it, I think the rest of the world or the rest of the WWE universe enjoyed it too.
I thought the crowd was kind of like wanting him to win by the time before Jacob turned on him. We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah. So the match starts with everybody going after Seth. He obviously orchestrated the whole trying to beat down on everybody before the lead up to the ladder match. So he was kind of the number one target. And then they chuck him out the ring and Solo's like throwing him out and he's like, we all got you. And then he turns around and he's like, hey boys.
What's going on?
Oh no.
And you even see him sort of go like, come
on man, let's be friends.
Penta, let's do that. And Penta's like, no. Andrade, he's not going to do that again. So yeah, it was just a lot of things where like everyone turned on Solo. It was great. It was awesome. That's where he did get his more animated and come out a bit. It was awesome. Absolutely awesome.
A few good spots in the match. A few funny spots too. So we touched on one funny spot earlier in the night. This tickled my fancy quite a lot. It was hilarious. So Grande Americano's got the ladder on the outside and he's sort of hit Seth Rollins down and he goes over as Andrade's about to get up. He kind of like throws the ladder at Andrade, hits him, he falls down. And then Gable kind of just like lets go of the ladder after he's hit him. and you can see the edge of the ladder. Andrade's lying there with his legs open, and the ladder literally strikes him right on the meat
Straight
and
in
potatoes.
the plums. Straight in the plums. Like,
immediately reacts like, oh my god, oh no. And it's one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen on TV.
And they do pan back, like the camera angle moves, and you see him sort of pan back to like Andrade sort of in the background a bit more, and you still see him
still selling. He's like,
oh man, like eyes are watering, you know, like brother, you can tell that you're
push
in a
him
bad
down,
way.
push him back down, push him down. Oh, get him back out.
We shouldn't be laughing at this
So
man's
funny.
misfortune, being males ourselves. It's not a good word. It's not a nice thing to go through, but God, it was hilarious at the time.
So unlucky. Just the way the ladder
unlucky.
fell, it clips him right on the thing. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it.
Guys, it is hilarious.
Just after Penta does the big crossbody from the outside and lands on everybody. So Gable's trying to clear house with the ladder. And the ladder just unfortunately lands on... Oh, it's so... Poor Andrade. Hopefully he's okay.
He's all right, mate.
Big sunset flip in the match too. Penta on top of the ladder obviously dives down to the outside. Massive powerbomb.
Yeah.
I called that for the match earlier in the show, but we got one eventually.
Very early on, yeah. Sharpy was happy with that one. Yep.
We did get a shot of Americano putting the steel in his mask again.
We did, yes.
And then runs up the ladder from the outside. I felt like this was a bit mistimed because Penta and Seth Rollins were waiting in the ring for a long time.
Very long time. Yes, yeah. And I believe at one stage Andrade was sort of down on the apron, and you could sort of see him hide his face a little bit, and you could see that he was going, "What are you doing? Let's go." So then...
I don't know if it was LA Knight taking too long either, because he had to actually hit like the scoop up where they grab the legs in a Boston Crab and they like toss them. The hip toss or whatever it was.
Right.
And he tried to get Gable onto the ladder and Gable just like basically steps on it.
Just steps.
It's leaning against the post on the outside. He runs up the ladder, which is then another ladder is leaning in the corner, which he hops on top of that. Seth is actually on the bottom holding it for him, so they've got it sort of all worked out. And then it leans to the top of the big tall ladder. He runs up, headbutts Penta, and you actually think he's going to win there.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to win.
That was it, and props to Penta. Penta like slides down off of the ladder and then falls on the ground. You're like, wow, like that looked like
everything
incredible.
Penta does is cool.
It is so cool. I'm such a
cool
big
dude,
Penta
man.
fan. We can't take anything away from Penta in this match. He just looks fantastic. He sold everything fantastic. Was great. We did then think that Mr. Americano was going to take the snatch it up. But then LA Knight comes in with a huge backdrop,
man.
like scary.
Had to twist and pivot mid-air to not fall out of the ring outside the ropes and have Gable also, Americano also. I don't know why I keep saying Gable.
That's weird.
Because he borrowed his boots.
Yeah,
he borrowed his boots.
They're friends, I get that.
He borrowed his boots, my bad. He had to twist him and get him, and he misses that ladder that's lying in the corner by not much at all.
Guys,
you see the replay a minute later, and it's like, dude, he's so lucky.
Both of us were like, wow, that could
so
have ended
lucky.
so much more worse than what it did. But it was great the way that they both sold it. I actually think LA Knight probably did worse off out of that. He was holding the back of his head for a very, very long time. It's not a short distance to drop down onto the mat. So both of the guys just did it. Shows how much superstars they are. Shows the precision of LA Knight. Fantastic.
Yeah, you had to be perfect on that, and he was. Interference from Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Say that 10 times fast. Seth Rollins was lying on the outside, said, "Come on, boys, come on down. I'm stuffed here. I need some help." They quite quickly came to the ring, started beating up on everybody, and then obviously Bron
Breakker comes down to the ring and then just hits this like crazy ass spear
onto Americano.
And just like a Breakker was literally like that in the air and just bang, just takes him out. Bronson goes into the ring and just hits a couple of tsunamis, clears house. Absolutely, positively, just clears house. It was great. I love seeing this trio. I love seeing the guys get together again. Fantastic. It's good that Seth can just be like, "Come on, guys, come out here. They're my enforcers." Loved it.
You know why I'm not so big on it?
Why is that?
Because in 2014, when Seth won Money in the Bank, he had the same thing with J&J Security.
Okay.
So, yeah, Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble doing the security stuff, and they took a lot of heat in the 2014 match as well. So, Seth basically won it in the same way that he won it last time.
Oh, okay.
That's why I didn't love it, and that's why
So
probably why a lot of people didn't love it again.
Okay. Yep.
And then we did have Fatu and JC Matteo pop out and help out Solo, sort of help clear house with Breaker and Bronson.
Which was great, because I did love this, because you see Breaker take out JC, and then you see Bronson and Fatu go up against each other, and Fatu at one stage hoiks Bronson up in the air. Got him up there, and Bronson's not a small fella, got him right up there for the Samoa drop, and he throws him down, turns around, does the big old Jacob Fatu celebration. Loved it. Like, I got excited to see that, and then this is more so of like, Jacob, the matchups that you could have later on down the track is just going to be fantastic. But eventually we did see Jacob Fatu help out Solo because, you know, he does love Solo.
I love you, Solo.
Do you want to go from there a little bit more, Sharpy?
Well, yeah, so Solo's kind of like still doing a bit of the goofy, like, no, help me, man. Oh, Dad, I'm in trouble out here. Help me, brother. Just get the ladder. No,
exactly
that one's not big
exactly
enough, man. I need a bigger ladder. Get a bigger one.
Did muck around with the ladders for a little while. Got the big one up there that they meant to. Had to readjust it for a fair while. Everyone was obviously in a bad way, so they laid down on the outside.
Gets his hand on the briefcase, finally, Solo does. And then you just see kind of like Fatu just grab his ankle, and he's just like kind of like grabbing it and like trying to like shake his leg off. And he does it for a little bit.
He does it for a while.
A little bit too long for me. But he was just like...
Sells it for a fair
while.
while.
What are you doing, man?
Looks down.
Why you grabbing my ankle?
Yeah.
And then the big, I hate you, Solo!
I hate you, Solo!
And then beats the crap out of him. Picks him up for a big, like, uranagi through the ladder laying out on the outside.
Yep, bang.
See you later, Solo. Game over.
Yep, and the way that he dropped him down too, can't take anything away from Jacob. Safe. Super safe. Done it right in the middle of the ladder too, so the ladder did fold in. The ladder was leaning up against the ring and the outside crowd barrier, so that could have ended really badly, but it didn't. The ladder folded in, super safe. Super good of him.
I've seen a lot of those spots be not safe.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with seeing them be safe.
Absolutely. Yes.
The way Solo kind of just like dropped his leg out too to break his own fall.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Absolutely.
Going through a ladder is still good enough for me.
Yep, for sure. And I loved it. Now we're going to see the Jacob Fatu Solo, I assume, going up against each other. Maybe even a feud.
Is Jacob a heel now? Is Solo now a good guy?
I don't know.
What the hell, man?
Who knows? I mean, how
or
well...
is Solo still bad and is now Jacob like full good?
How animated Solo was.
Are they both great?
I kind of love him to be that way, but Jacob Fatu, what he's doing, I love everything that he's doing too. JC Mato, that's sort of thrown into the mix. Don't really understand how he fits into...
That guy is a human meatball.
Human meatball.
That's a staffy.
I do love his no-arm backflip. I do love that standing no-arm backflip. That's good, but we are getting off a little bit off the track of where we need to be back onto.
Seth Rollins then climbs up the ladder and wins.
And takes the win. Yep.
Looks like LA Knight was going to win it, and then there was a little bit of a back and forth at the bottom of the ladder, hit him with a stomp, brought him out the ring, and went up the big whiskey ladder and won.
And won. Yep. Went up the big old whiskey ladder and won. We didn't see that coming.
No.
Don't know if Seth Rollins, in truth, actually needed it, especially with the storyline that he's got right now of the two guys that have got his back. He's still feuding with Punk.
That's the thing, is I'm honestly sitting here going, where was Punk? Where was Sammy? Where was Roman? Where was anybody that he took out Aleister Black? And who was the other one he took out on SmackDown like 2 nights ago?
He took out Penta and he took out Andrade as well. So anyone that was in the Money in the Bank match, he was taking them out. So to me, there was a lot more of a storyline to go on here.
A long list of enemies that could have come out and... Hey, I know he was obviously going to win in the end, but I don't know.
I just don't think he really needed it. But then at the same time, the storyline that he's going down, he's saying, I'm going to revolutionize and then take wrestling in a total different direction. So I am very, very interested to see what he's going to do. Seth Rollins, you have to love him, whether you want to say it or not, and whether you want to admit it or not. Seth Rollins is probably in your top 3 most favourite wrestlers. You've got your favourite wrestler, your second one, but then by the third one, you're like, I don't know. You'd have to pick Seth Rollins. Absolutely.
How long does this group last?
I want it to last maybe up until, I'm going to say another 6 months. I want to do another 6 months. Yeah, I'll do WrestleMania.
Something happens where
say maybe
Seth feuds with Breaker.
I'd maybe say Breaker. I kind of want the bulldog or the dog out of it to turn on the master and spear Seth Rollins out of his boots. Yeah. I wouldn't even hate to see Paul Heyman get speared out of his boots as well. That's something that I really would like to see.
Roman spear Heyman.
Oh, wow. That'd be great too. Don't really want to see Bronson Reed do a tsunami to Breakers because Breaker is my boy. But at the same time, that matchup against Bronson Reed and Breaker would be a stellar of a match too. I want to see Breaker gorilla press Bronson Reed because I think that the young fella could do it. So there's a whole whole different variety of roads that we could go down with that. But now we're getting back off.
Main event.
Main
event. So Seth is Mr.
Should we do
Money
a
in the
rating?
Bank.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sharpy.
Yeah.
Do we do a rating of it?
I'll give it an 8.
I'm going to say I'm going to give it a 9.5. I loved it.
9.5?
9.5. I loved it. I loved the surprise entrances. I loved the interferences. I loved what Americano was doing. He ran up the ropes.
He was robbed.
I loved it. So Americano was Sharpy's pick. LA Knight was my pick for the night. I believe LA Knight was robbed.
He was also robbed.
Yeah, he was definitely robbed. I think it was his time, but I loved it. So mine's a 9.5. One of the best ladder matches that I've seen for quite a long time. Money in the Bank ladder matches that I've seen for quite some time. Sharpy, moving on to the main event.
Main event was John Cena, Logan Paul, Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso. Probably the thing that stood out to me the most before the match started was the Logan Paul drone camera shot. Still so
good.
Fresh and new and creative.
Yep.
I just love it. It's so cool that he walks out. It looks like it's a selfie and then he just like lets it go and it floats and you're like, oh, what the hell?
Absolutely incredible.
Does a lap around the arena and then it lands back in his hand on the top rope.
Absolutely fantastic.
So cool.
It was fantastic, guys. Everybody else's entrance was always world class, always good. Cody's entrance, crazy as well. Jey Uso, the yeet movement is always wicked. I believe there's maybe some other cities that did it a little bit better. Not taking it away from Money in the Bank crowd though. But in saying that, Cena comes out, everything's black, puts his towel behind him, goes to the ring, lays it down and gets in. It was still great, but to me, I totally agree with you there. The Logan Paul drone, fantastic. Like, just, the guy is just changing and he's got his own ideas and what he's bringing to the WWE, it's another world.
Yeah,
it's another world.
His influence, so to speak, is definitely paramount. You can see it there. Also, John Cena with the pop of the night at the start.
Yeah, he did. So his entrance definitely was the loudest.
In LA, so that's probably a thing to do with it, because obviously now he's in Hollywood a lot.
Yes,
but I think
true.
That, the crowd was probably the loudest for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree.
Until the end of the match.
Yeah.
So it started off very slow pace, a lot of holds, a lot of talking.
A lot of talking.
I know we all love John Cena and he is the greatest of all time. All hail.
Yeah.
But goddamn, dude, he just blatantly does not hide his talking anymore.
It's just like as obvious as me and you talking to each other right now in the ring. He's always said for many, many times there that as he's calling the match, the first 6 rows can easily see what Cena's saying or hear what Cena's saying. Nowadays, the whole world can see it. It's literally from me and you having a conversation. He's talking the whole time.
Yeah, he's saying to the ref, "Don't, not now, wait."
And it's silly to me. You've got Cody Rhodes, an absolute veteran in the ring. You've got Jey Uso, an absolute veteran in the ring. You can still hide it just that little bit more to make it look
turn
great,
away from the hard cam.
It's just it
turn
doesn't
away
need to be
from
done.
look away from the hard cam, and if you have to talk to the ref or Jay, just bend over and just rub your head or something, cover your face a little bit.
Absolutely anything.
Doesn't even try.
You've got big enough biceps, mate. Just put your bicep up in front of your mouth. You're gonna cover your mouth.
Scratch your head like that and just cover your mouth. You can't even see my mouth talking right now. It's not that hard.
It's a disappointing thing from John Cena, but once again, he is the GOAT. You know, you got to give him a little bit of props. He was calling the match as the match went on.
It did build pretty well. So it started slow. It was building nicely. There were some spots where they were all laid out across the ring where it was like, okay, well, now we're at sort of a spot where, you know, Cena hit an AA, Cody hit a crossroads, and then Jay hit a super kick or a spear, and then obviously Logan with that pulverizer. I thought it was great.
Awesome. I love that move. I love the pulverizer.
It's such a sick idea.
It's so good. So good. Yeah.
Clever, and he can kind of hit on anybody that's not, you know, over 400 pounds.
I still believe that the best one that I saw was when he did debut it against AJ Styles. And AJ Styles almost looked like he floated in the air to then go down. Fantastic. Still looked really, really good on Cody Rhodes when he did pull it off tonight. Just not as good as what AJ did. Fantastic, yeah.
So towards the end of the match, we have John Cena trying to AA Jey Uso through the announce table. Uso manages to spear. So he breaks out and then backs up on one announce table, spears John Cena. The table doesn't break. And originally I thought it was meant to break.
Yeah.
But it wasn't meant to break because then the moonsault from Logan Paul to the outside was
crazy.
Insane.
Crazy.
Insane.
Now, guys, we're touching upon this again. We're just kind of saying to you that that Logan Paul is just a guy that is just showing out so much. And he should not be as good as what he actually is in the ring. Fantastic. From the turnbuckle, does a clean black backflip, I should say, onto the announce table. Insane. Absolutely crazy, guys. If you haven't seen it, probably the highlights will be all over Facebook or all over Instagram, all over the bloody internet coming up right now. Crazy. Absolutely
and
crazy.
he got far enough so that he was almost like landing in the announcers' chairs, but so far enough over so that when he landed, also he protected Jay, but he also like broke the table.
Yeah, it's so good.
He didn't hit it like way too shallow. If he hit it too shallow, he was going to land on the edge of that hard table,
and that would have been bad news.
He obviously checked, or it obviously sussed it out beforehand. Like, I got to go hell far back for this.
Yep.
And he just got so high. You're just looking up at in the footage, and you're like, wow, he's a long way up.
Yeah, for sure.
He's done frog splashes from similar heights before.
Yep.
He's doing a moonsault. Insane.
Insane. Absolutely insane. Just can't take anything away from the guy. I know we love to hate the guy, and you're not a fan of him and what he's done, and he's just a YouTuber, but if you watch some of Logan Paul's matches, pretty much all of Logan Paul's matches,
every match he's had some sort of highlight.
Kills at that limit, that barrier, that expectation that we have of him every single time. This man is a superstar, whether you want to admit it or not, whether we want to admit it or not. He's absolutely fantastic. We love Logan Paul just because of that alone.
Love him. He's
absolutely love him, guys. It's fantastic. Yeah. But anyway, the match is then getting to a close there. Sharpy is finishing up.
John Cena is looking to take out Cody again by hitting him with the title. I haven't seen that like 5 times out of the last 5 pay-per-views.
Yeah.
But we have a sneaky return from somebody who hops the barrier, helps out Cody, attacks Cena, and at first it's like, I got no idea who that is.
It's just a hooded intruder that comes in and then just tackles down John Cena, lays in a couple of punches, and then stands up to turn around to whip off the hood, to whip off the balaclava, and it turns out to be
R-Truth. R-Truth is back.
He's back!
We've either all been completely worked. So 2 things have happened here. So Triple H gave nothing away in the press conference that he had after the show, which is understandable. That's probably what you got to do. You got to keep the magic alive somehow. But one of two things have happened here. They've genuinely released him and realised they've absolutely balls that up by accident.
Yes.
Or they have completely worked us from the get-go.
From the get-go.
I think they've worked us from the get-go.
I think they have worked us too.
I think they've said to him, go put out a tweet.
Yep.
Go home for 3 weeks.
Yep.
Or go home for a week and a half, whatever it is.
Yep.
And then we're going to get you to pop in at the end and the place is going to go bonkers.
And we believed it. We absolutely believed it. In the last couple of shows that they've had of Raw and SmackDown, they're saying, we want truth, we want truth.
Everywhere.
Even Cena came out and said, you can't handle the truth. Tried to sort of play it into the storyline of just pushing it away.
And they acted like they used to when they would fire somebody. They would just never acknowledge them.
At all.
And they did that with R-Truth. They weren't acknowledging R-Truth. They weren't anything at all. It was like he never existed.
Yep.
And I was like, what the hell did he do so wrong
to
get that sort of treatment? Which is what made all of us get even angrier about it.
Yes.
And the snowball just built so quick.
So quickly.
So that when he popped up and attacked John Cena at the end of the match, it was like, I reckon they've worked us perfectly.
Absolutely perfectly. You can see that he takes off the balaclava and the crowd goes bananas. The loudest that the crowd has been all night long as soon as they saw R-Truth. Such a good way to do it. R-Truth then picks up the Undisputed Championship, clocks John Cena over the head as he's been doing to Cody Rhodes for many, many weeks. Cody Rhodes then stands up, grabs him for the crossroads, slaps him down again. Once he's slapped him down, the 1, 2, 3, Cody Rhodes then goes out, picks up Jey Uso, who's just gone through an announce table. They start celebrating together. Great way to finish it. Absolute great way to finish a main event.
Yeah, I thought it was a good finish to a good show.
Hands down. Couldn't agree anymore. So, rating of the match?
9.
Oh, wow, okay. I'm only going to go about a 7.5.
I didn't love the start.
I hated the start.
Yeah, it
absolutely
was very slow and they were obviously building and the talking was really doing my head in. But if they have worked us,
yes,
then I love that because, like I always say, if I just believe for half a second that so-and-so is going to win,
yep,
when I'm not expecting them to, then they did their job and made me believe.
Yep.
If they've all worked us, they've made me believe that he got sacked and I got totally bought into it.
So good.
They got
so
me.
good.
They got me.
Yep.
And they got all of you. And don't admit you knew shit, because you didn't. We all got.
We all got. Right?
It's going to come out in the book in 15 years.
Yep.
R-Truth's book, when he's 75, he's going to write it, and he's going to be like, you suckers.
Yeah, you got.
I got you all.
Yep. Now, once again, the start of the match was just killed it for me. Wasn't a fan of it. John Cena's talking. I absolutely hate it. Yeah, Logan Paul's backflip, insane. The yeet movement, incredible. Absolutely love it. Great way to finish the show. So wrapping up the rating of the whole show, Sharpy.
They had all the wrestlers on their Instagram, all their tweets.
Wow.
I saw like Naomi and Jade Cargill being like, I can't believe he's gone.
Yeah.
But then they would have like a mini feud in his comments. They'd be like, I can't believe you're here.
Yeah.
I can't believe you came over here. Just shit like that. Like the Miz was posting about it too.
Oh, true.
Like the Miz is like the most ultimate company dude as well. So if they tell him to do something, he's going to do it.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? So I just think that they've played us perfectly here.
Absolutely.
Like, to a T.
Absolutely. And another question goes to sort of say there, did they also play like the wrestlers as well?
I think...
Did they let everybody know and then just go, hey guys, if you're not happy about this, feel free to post about it? Like, legally wise, we won't do anything to you guys. Yeah. So obviously the wrestlers are like, oh, mate, once we heard this news, bang, we're going to get on it as well. Loved it.
They might have also done it in a way where it's like, this is a complete and utter work, but they've only told like 5 people.
Yeah.
Go tweet that you've just been sacked, and let's not tell anybody. Don't answer your phone for a week and a half.
Yep.
And we're gonna just watch everybody react naturally to this. They could have done that too.
Yes.
They might have said.
True.
They might have told everybody in advance this is what we're doing. But I think the more likely thing is they're like, put out a tweet.
Yep.
Tell them you've all been sacked. Don't answer your phone.
Yeah.
Just don't. Just let everyone react naturally.
Yep.
Let everyone go on Twitter and spew their bullshit on there and be like, I can't believe this company's fucked. Like, I can't believe this shit.
Yeah.
And then come back in a week and a half. We're going to blow their tiny little brains.
Tiny brains out. And they did. They just absolutely blew us out of the water. So, yeah. Rating on the whole
overall show,
yes.
I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on an 8 too. I really did love it. The men's ladder match, it was just crazy to me. Money in the Bank match, I loved it. And then with obviously R-Truth coming out, just blew us out of the water. You'll probably see our reaction, guys, on a couple of videos that have been released out over the internet. We didn't see it coming. We were just excited little school kids all over again. Did like the show, an 8. So,
what was your World Collide rating?
Oh,
you gave it a 9.2.
I did love it.
I gave it a 9.5.
Well, there you go.
So we both rated Worlds Collide higher than Money in the Bank.
Higher than Money in the Bank. But then in saying that, we didn't know what to expect with Worlds Collide, and the expectations were low, and it blew it out of the water.
Blew us out of the water.
Crazy. Hopefully we do see a lot of the AAA guys come over to the main card, and some of the main card guys go over to AAA.
Bit of that sort of TNA relationship.
TNA's now in the mix.
If you're not doing anything, send them over there. Let them have a cool match.
NXT's now in the mix. I don't hate the idea of superstars moving all the way around now to different sort of brands if they want to. If they're falling a little bit flat, let's not sack them. Let's just go over to TNA. Even people like Walk with Elias. Elias is in TNA. Let's throw him over to AAA for a little while. Let's give him about 6 months, 8 months in there. If he pops off, he pops off. Awesome. If he doesn't, let's throw him back on SmackDown and see how we go. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that so much if WWE do that. And they've got so much in their arsenal now.
Why wouldn't you now, though, as well? You've got shows that... You got 3 different shows, let alone NXT. You got Raw, SmackDown, but now you got AAA and you got TNA. You got a bunch of different talent that you can crisscross all over the place. You can also have, like, a Survivor Series where you have TNA versus NXT versus AAA or something like that. Like, you could have some like real cool scenarios. If you really wanted to, you could have some really cool scenarios in the future.
The Elimination Chamber. So there's 6 people in the Elimination Chamber. Why not just get the champs from every single show to be in the Elimination Chamber? Anything like that. You know, you're going to defend your title at the main event of WrestleMania if you win in the Elimination Chamber. Anything. The countless possibilities. Yeah. Oh, it's just incredible.
All right, let us know what you guys saw in the comment section below of not only Worlds Collide, but obviously Money in the Bank. What was your favourite moment of the show? When is the next show? It is the 28th of June.
28th of June, yes it is.
Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia.
Yes it is, absolutely. Good call there, Sharpy.
We might be live for that, depending on life, but we'll try and make sure that we're up and ready to go for that. So hopefully we'll see you guys there. Any final thoughts?
Nah, love it. Just as always, WWE, love what you're feeding us. Nom, 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 nom. Healthy eating as always.
Somebody give Chad Gable a fucking title. Now! Give that man a championship. He's just wrestled match of the year, and then he's had to go over to that other stadium and sit there and not do bugger all. So someone put a title on him, for God's sake. All right, I love you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Peace.